Welcome back to the Ch.43 podcast, the alcohol-fueled, chapter-by-chapter reread of the Ch.43 series with a reasonable amount of craft brew on the side. I'm Jade.
And I'm Nate, and on this episode we are passionately getting into Chapter 43 of Blood of the Fold.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm passionate.
Yes.
And reasonable.
Yes. Also yes.
You seemed a little hesitant on that one there, JD.
Maybe a tidge. But I will say that before we get into this chapter, I want to bring up something that we forgot to talk about on the last episode. And I realized that, pretty immediately after we finished recording and started editing. It was a pretty quick turnaround. But
Like right after an argument, we're like, shit, I should have said that thing.
Yeah.
That would have done it.
Yeah, but you ran out of time, so
yeah.
That's it.
So you just repeat it to yourself in your head all day long.
Except this time I told you.
And now everybody.
Yeah, and now all of you. So we forgot to mention, I don't even know how we didn't put this in the notes, but it didn't make it in there. So we didn't bring up the fact that Elisha is actually the false prelate in the prophecy that Warren gave.
Right.
Verna has believed that it was her, possibly, and she's been told repeatedly it wasn't her. And then Leoma was like, it was you, but we know.
Verna was told that she, being Verna.
Right.
Or, no, Verna told a couple of people that she thought it meant her.
Right.
And she was told twice that it is not, in fact, her.
Correct.
It is somebody else.
Correct.
Continue.
And then Leoma told her it was her, but now we all know that it's pretty likely, it's pretty likely the Sister of the Dark, who is now the prelate.
Who just, happens to be the prelate, probably her.
Yeah, probably. I would bet some money. Not a lot, because I don't have a lot here right now, so.
I'll bet you a honey bun.
There you go. Or a beer. Maybe.
Well, if
I don't know if I want to bet with my
in
beer.
Consideration of which one I have closer to me right now, we can go beer.
Okay,
that's fine.
Okay. Anyways, we just wanted to bring that up, just because, I thought it was interesting that we didn't bring it up the last time, and it's kind of an important detail to note.
I think maybe we just assumed. Either we assumed that was just common knowledge, or, much like the beer break in the last episode, we just, oops.
We weren't on, apparently.
I am prepared to believe either.
We're on tonight, okay?
That's right.
We got this shit.
You're going to be passionate and reasonable, or reasonably passionate.
That's fucking right, Nate.
That's kind of a middle of the road type. We reasonably passionate. Anyways, this chapter opens with Richard looking out a window, watching kids play Jala while he's wrapped and invisible.
Yeah.
For reasons we don't know, Jade had been pointing out more and more that it's his go-to move. It's his comfy blanket. He's just doing it, and it's weird.
I mean, I get that it's his comfort thing now. Like, he's trying to, it's comfortable. I don't want to be seen. Somebody pointed out that if you were on top of the keep after a big battle and shit was going down, that they would probably be invisible too, even if you didn't know what was going. Because something killed Marizwith, and you don't know what.
Yeah, and we have had things just, burst through rooms in the last book. And earlier in this one, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I get it, but also...
He's hiding, kinda.
It feels a little creepy to be invisibly staring out a window at children. I know that's not what that's supposed to be. I know.
The game,
yeah, but he's feeling bad for these kids, man. He's not really watching the game. He's watching the kids and being like, they shouldn't have their faces busted open, which is also, it's not a creepy thing that he's thinking of.
No.
But I was just like, why are you invisible? It's one thing to be watching kids out of a window. It's another thing to be invisible while you're doing it.
Well, yeah, I mean, invisible, obviously we know he must have his reasons to, be on defensive.
Yeah, no,
but
you're right.
But if you're doing stuff while you're invisible, it also lends to the idea that whatever you're doing, you don't want to be caught doing.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not the choice. I don't know what we're trying to accuse Richard of
No,
right
I'm
now.
not really. I just listen to a lot of, like, murder mystery. Like, I listen to a lot of creepy stuff, so I just, like,
Yeah.
don't do that. Don't do that.
I guess, yeah, he's invisible and in the window. Or you could not be invisible and just not right in the window.
Yeah. Yeah. No, either way.
Maybe that would be creepier, though.
Okay, I wasn't trying to accuse
Anyways.
Richard of anything. He's not a bad guy. Anyways, he's not invisible anymore because he takes it off.
He relaxes.
Yeah.
And he becomes visible.
Mm-hmm.
Passionately. Too soon? Anyways.
Yeah, it's too soon.
Anyways. Okay. So Ulick tells him that General Baldwin from Kelton is there to see him. Before he goes, Ulick tells Richard that only Mriswith parts were found below the keep. But anything heavier would have sunk beneath the snow, so they'll have to wait for spring to, like, go and see what's down there. It's like 10 to 20 feet of fluffy snow.
Yeah, that only, like, Mriswith hands and shit could float on top of, apparently.
Yeah.
So, like, whole bodies
Anything
are
heavier.
underneath the snow.
Which, of course, we're worried about because of Gratch.
Yeah,
like,
he's a little
down
heavier,
there, right? So, and if he's injured and in the snow, he's probably going to die because he's in a big pile of snow right now, for all we know.
Yeah.
So, it's not good. And Richard has no idea.
No.
So he's curious, but he doesn't understand the
urgency.
Yeah, thank you. Urgency was the word. I was going to say the immediacy, but no, it's going to take a long time. But yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah. And then Richard makes a weird comment about sending the seamstresses to see him. And I don't know what that was about.
No, I mean, you don't.
It was weirdly placed, and I just didn't know what to make of it.
Richard's forethought. He's coming up with plans.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure it's going to be fucking epic, but I was just like, what? Why? Why right now without explaining? What? Okay.
Maybe
that was gone.
Maybe it's something to do with the cape. He's doing something with the cape while he's invisible, so he's like, all right, get a seamstress, maybe more capes. I don't know.
Army of capes.
Army of capes. Everybody gets a cape. No, that would be very bad.
You get a cape. You get a cape.
You get a... Oh, no cape for you. You have to pass out the capes, so you can't wear one.
See what it is? He's not going to give everybody an invisible... See what it is? He's not going to give everybody an invisibility cloak, right? He just thinks cloaks look really cool now. Like, those are his thing. So he wants everyone to have one.
Like a lookalike one.
Yeah, in his army. And he's like, yeah, we're going to be the cape people.
That's where capes came from. One day, a guy was like, hey, everybody wear capes. And then it was a thing.
Yeah. We figured it out.
Kara and Raina escort Baldwin into the room, and once they get to talking, Baldwin says he has come about the Kelton's queen. He mentions how shitty the Mriswith are, and Richard has to stop himself from defending them. He does not like the fact that Richard is like, let's not hurt him. People are reacting to that too. We had, I won't say we, I had the same reaction. Like, you don't really know. You didn't kill one once, but I wouldn't, like, defend them publicly yet either.
No, and see, he doesn't. He goes to say, oh, they're not that bad. And he's like, oh, no, I better not fucking say that when they just killed their queen or whatever. Because I guess everybody else doesn't know that the queen was attacking Richard. Because that would probably do something with, like, the surrender. Like, it would probably be messy. So Richard was just like, yeah, the Mriswith killed her, and then I saved her. Saved myself, because she was already dead. But, yeah, that's about it. That's the measure of it. So you can't defend the Mriswith now, and it's really not a good idea to do that anyways, because one or two of them were nice to you, buddy.
Yeah, it does kind of put him in a sticky spot. On the one hand, you would like to think that he could say, hey, she attacked me, so I killed her. There you go. That's the truth of it.
Mm-hmm.
But since he's doing this whole takeover thing, somebody with a higher up who is here talking to you, who recognizes the fact that most likely she wouldn't have leaned in your direction, suddenly she dies and now you have control of her country, that doesn't look good.
Especially if you start saying shit like she was being magically controlled and she tried to kill me. Because, it sounds a little crazy that a woman would try to kill Richard, because obviously he could best her. But no, she was being possessed, so it's okay. And they're all like, well, where's your proof? And he's like, well, my bodyguard here, she was also possessed. And they're like, okay, where's the proof of that? Is she missing a nipple still? And he's like, well, I regrew it. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we just put that right back on there. So.
No proof, actually.
At all.
My word against nobody's.
And the last time anybody else saw her, she was fine. So
And all over Richard.
yeah, and so his story just it doesn't track for anybody else. But like
So
us.
he has to go for the Merizwith kill her,
Right.
and they're
Sticking
bad.
to that
yeah,
story.
he has to. Well, and also he killed a bunch of them, put them on pikes. So to be like they're awesome now would be a little bit weird.
That's well, yeah. Yeah. We put them up there to worship them. Aren't they awesome? I basically just bathe in Rizwith blood now. No big deal.
Yeah. No big deal.
Keeps my skin nice. Anyways, the main point that he's here for is that Kelton is now without a monarch, and there's no heir. Another house could attempt to take it, but will likely lead to a civil war, and whoever takes it might not agree with the surrender that Cat made. So, like, somebody new is going to be in charge, and they might not like this whole surrender to Dahara thing. He goes, for now, it's you. You're king, what would you say?
Shit.
Yeah, king shit for now. And until, that is, somebody else is named. And Richard's like, no, this is permanent. You did what you did. It doesn't matter if somebody's named, but that's the main issue. They can argue about it there in that room all they want. Somewhere else in the land, there is a country who is about to make a decision, and once that happens, like, they might say, yeah, we didn't all want that in the first place, so no.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the thing. Like, Richard is just like, doesn't fucking matter. I don't care. She signed it, so it's done. And, like, realistically, that probably wouldn't work in most places. Like, most people would be like, suspicious circumstances around her signing it in the first place, and then dying, and then now you're gonna be like, doesn't matter, no.
Well, and I mean, okay, they surrendered, but they had weird circumstances. Now they need a ruler, right? A queen. Anyways, not a king. I don't know why the hell I was saying king earlier, but like, Richard is the king. That's why. For now.
Well, yeah, and they can have a king. It was just...
Yeah, but so the point is that they're going to get a new ruler, and, if most of them don't agree, then isn't that just Richard inviting the enemy into his camp? Like, they don't want to be there. If they don't want to be there, and that's the way it rolls, it's gonna suck, but, like, treat them to the terms like everybody else. Okay, you're cut off from trade, you don't get this, you don't get that, and you're done. Get out of here, you traitor.
Yeah, no,
Now, that's not what he's here to do, but, like...
No, that's facts. But
he should.
Yeah, that's what the issue is. They don't want civil war. Richard doesn't want to have to deal with the messiness because Kelton is hinging on a lot of other lands, so it's easier to just fix this right fucking now. So the only solution here is for Richard to name somebody that's not going to piss everybody off.
Right. It's funny. It won't be civil war because you'll be the enemy, motherfucker. But yeah, he has really no idea what he's supposed to do, which I guess you can't blame him. But he's reluctant to ask Baldwin what his opinion is because... I mean, I don't know why.
His point
Why
was...
is he hesitant to ask him?
Because he thought this might be a ruse and that Baldwin might have his own agenda of some kind, which I get. Okay, it's logical. It's a good way to be like, I'm not going to trust the first person who walks in the door. But nobody else has walked through the door about this issue. And this man seems pretty level-headed. He doesn't seem to want it for himself. He just doesn't want civil war. So, and you don't have any other options for opinions?
Yeah.
So I would maybe not let him make the decision, but just be like, thoughts?
It did say a little bit earlier that he was waggling his hand for Richard to have patience when he's trying to explain more of the nuance of the situation. When Richard was like, initially, oh yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. He's like, hold on.
Yeah.
I know you see it that way. But they don't see it, or they might not see it that way.
Yeah, the man seems smart.
I get what you're saying, right? But we can't just decide that here and magically control a group of people over there. So he is level-headed. He's being reasonable.
I would have asked for his opinion.
And at the very least, if you ask him and he has a hard drive one way, then you'll know, like,